The tree of knowledge of good and evil is one of the most profound and symbolically rich elements in the biblical narrative, specifically in the book of Genesis. It is the focal point of the story of the fall of man, representing humanity's initial encounter with moral choice, the acquisition of knowledge, and the consequences that come with it. Beyond its literal interpretation, the tree holds deep esoteric and mystical significance. In this script, we will explore the symbolism of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, examining its role in religious texts, its meaning in mystical and esoteric traditions, and how it serves as a potent symbol of human awareness, free will, and spiritual awakening. In Genesis, God places the tree of knowledge of good and evil at the center of the Garden of Eden, instructing Adam and Eve not to eat from it. The tree is described as being the only one whose fruit should not be consumed. It stands as the ultimate test of obedience, representing humanity's freedom of will. The prohibition against eating from the tree is God's test to Adam and Eve, inviting them to choose obedience or rebellion. The tree, in this context, is a symbol of the moral law and the boundaries set by the divine. The fruit of the tree grants knowledge of both the good and evil, representing a fundamental shift in understanding. In partaking of this knowledge, Adam and Eve will be exposed to the duality inherent in existence, understanding right and wrong, life and death, and the complex nature of moral decisions. When Eve eats the fruit and shares it with Adam, they both gain an awareness of their nakedness, a metaphor for the newfound knowledge of good and evil. This act leads to their expulsion from Eden, a consequence of their disobedience and the introduction of sin into the world. The tree of knowledge symbolizes the awakening of consciousness, but it also marks the loss of innocence. Eating the fruit represents the point at which Adam and Eve gain self-awareness and the ability to make moral judgments, but at the same time it brings with it the heavy burden of choice, responsibility, and suffering. The knowledge gained through the tree is dualistic, offering both wisdom and consequences. It's a reminder that with awareness comes complexity, and humanity's entry into the realm of moral choices means navigating both good and evil. While the tree of knowledge of good and evil has been traditionally understood within the context of the biblical story, it also carries a wealth of esoteric and mystical meanings that delve deeper into its symbolic significance. In many esoteric traditions, the tree is viewed as the axis mundi, a cosmic symbol connecting the heavens, earth, and the underworld. This idea of the tree as a central pillar, linking the divine and earthly realms, ties in with the tree of knowledge's role in bridging the spiritual and material worlds. The tree represents a spiritual gateway where the energies of heaven and earth meet. By partaking of the fruit, Adam and Eve transcend innocence and enter into a more complex relationship with the divine, one based not on purity or obedience, but on understanding and experience. In many cultures, the tree is a symbol of life and the universe itself. Just as the tree of knowledge stands at the center of the garden, it stands as a cosmic symbol of growth, evolution, and transformation, embodying the eternal connection between the earthly and the divine. A critical element of the narrative is the serpent, which tempts Eve to eat the fruit. In many mystical interpretations, the serpent is not merely a tempter, but a symbol of wisdom, transformation, and awakening. The serpent is often associated with Kundalini energy in esoteric traditions, representing the awakening of latent spiritual power. It's a symbol of spiritual evolution and the activation of higher consciousness. While the serpent's actions led to the fall, it also serves as a catalyst for humanity's spiritual awakening, teaching the lesson that wisdom often comes with both light and shadow, growth and suffering. The tree of knowledge also plays a central role in the concept of free will. In the esoteric tradition, it symbolizes the choice humanity faces between spiritual ignorance and spiritual enlightenment. The choice to eat from the tree is not just about disobedience, but the exercise of free will to step into a realm of self-awareness and moral judgment. The tree of knowledge is a symbol of freedom, the freedom to make choices, to decide between good and evil, and to walk the path of personal and spiritual growth. The act of eating the fruit can be seen as a form of initiation, a rite of passage into the world of duality, where the seeker must grapple with moral ambiguity and the complexity of life's choices. In esoteric traditions, the fruit of the tree of knowledge is often viewed as a symbol of wisdom and enlightenment, not just a forbidden object, but a necessary step in the evolution of human consciousness. The fruit that Adam and Eve represents the awakening of the mind and spirit. It is both a gift and a burden, containing within it the seeds of human knowledge, moral judgment, and spiritual understanding. In many mystical schools, the idea is that this fall is actually an ascent, an evolution of human consciousness. Some mystical interpretations suggest that the tree of knowledge is actually a tree of life, and its fruit is a metaphor for the deeper wisdom of the universe. This knowledge is not inherently good or evil, but is the understanding of the universe's dual nature, life and death, creation and destruction, light and dark. In some mystical schools of thought, the fruit symbolizes the opening of the unconscious mind, bringing to the surface the knowledge of the self and the world. It is the knowledge that allows humanity to become fully self-aware and awaken to its divine potential. The tree of knowledge can also be seen as a symbol of transformation. In alchemical and hermetic traditions, the idea of a tree rooted in the earth and reaching toward the heavens is a metaphor for spiritual ascent and the process of self-realization. Just as the tree has roots, trunk and branches, spiritual transformation in alchemy involves descending into the depths of the self, processing that wisdom, and then ascending to higher states of being. The tree symbolizes the stages of transformation from ignorance, which is the roots, to enlightenment, which is the branches. In some interpretations, the tree of knowledge is linked to the tree of life, and both are part of a larger cycle of human development. The tree of knowledge opens the path to the tree of life, symbolizing the balance between wisdom and spiritual immortality. So to finish, the tree of knowledge of good and evil is far more than just a biblical object. It is a deep symbol of the human experience, the awakening of consciousness, and the complexities of moral choice. It represents the beginning of the journey into self-awareness, where wisdom comes with both blessings and consequences. If you found this exploration into the symbolism of the tree of knowledge compelling, be sure to subscribe to our channel for more daily uploads about sacred symbols, esoteric wisdom, and spiritual teachings. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you.